Adjusting my drawing windows so they're the right size for the stream. Oh, that's probably too far. Move the microphone so it has a home. And then we make a post that says online. Paste. No. Guess it auto posted anyway. Facebook already says the thing. And for it to refresh to see if I'm actually online. Do. Looks like it is. I can put on my camera switching buttons and hope everything's connected properly. Skew. No need to get up, no need to move around, no need to do nothing. Start this stream now. All right. Think that's everything. Ripley, is that everything? Guy in the background who clicks things repeatedly, clicking things repeatedly at the appropriate amount of clickage. Meow, 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 meow. All right, that sounds good. So I guess we're good to go. I guess we're good to go. Oh, I am the one who's the star. All the prime star. All the shows. What's the turtle even do? Hey Pat, I totally checked everything before we started, made sure to adjust settings so that we can go over to this camera still. And yeah, it's all blown out and weird, but I'll be able to still draw, but I still need my Pat camera to be like, hey, stuff is serious, Pat, but stuff's not that serious. Something that is kind of serious, though, is where did Milo go? he was right there. He was right there. Is he on the drawing camera? Nope. All right. For some reason, this did happen a little earlier. That for some reason Milo just reset as if he wasn't there. Because I can see the thing. It's right there. I should just be able to hit done. Loop this thing. There it is. Done. And he just kind of reset to like not be there, but there you are. But then you just popped out of nowhere, so that's just ridiculous. I mean, I was about to have a conversation with Donnie Krang, and then instead, I got it. There's always a thing. There's always a thing. There's never not a thing, and that's what will we talk about. What will we talk about if there wasn't a thing? Oh, I saved somebody's life the other day. We'll get to that in a little bit. Ripley, let's play some sweet intro. No, I want an intro. Do an intro song for me. This is Johnny Craig, and he's here to sing a song I'm gonna know. And I get all the winnings I want, and nobody needs to make us winner. And this is the best theme song ever. I don't cheat at golf. You don't cheat at golf. Can't find the intro button, Galileo. Nope. Meow. Lightning bolts and thunder and fun, frost dissolving for everyone. And hey, for real, I guess I didn't have anything planned to actually talk to to Donnie Krang about. I just thought that's where we're gonna start this time, and then Milo was gone. Milo was gone. Is that the microphone? Ah, it is. It sure is. Oh man. All right. So the only person that knows my wacky story of the week, not that there isn't several, but only one that's just like, what? Seriously again? Is this not the Truman Show? This seems so much like a scam on me that I'm just like, I'm gonna do a show about this later on this week, which is now. But is somebody doing a show about me right now? This feels very Truman Showy, cause I don't know. But yeah, Space Goonie is busy cleaning up because Pat and Space Goonie's house exploded. That's a wild over exaggeration. I believe they just had a broken pump and they had to get that pump replaced so that they could have water. I don't think any explosions at all. There probably wasn't even a water leak. I think just, some stuff and then they dealt with it, because, uh-oh. I think there's the robot spam in the thing. Let's go read that real quick. Oh, cool. Something weird in the chat. Let's read it out loud. Want to become famous? With some weird accents thrown in there? Buy followers, primes, and viewers on thisfakewebsite.com. Bigfollows.com. That's not the website. And there's weird spaces everywhere. Just like earlier today when Amazon spaces between every letter, which is how the official Amazon, writes their emails. Hey, dear Amazon customer, oh, we need you to re-enter all of your most important data, please. It's the only way. Just click here, let us into your computer, give us some of your passwords, and I swear we're the real Amazon. Yeah, sometimes there's a weird little accent under the O in Amazon. What? When is that not a... Ah, come on. Just give us your information. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, their water is back, and as always, that's what happens when you don't do your major number twos at Walmart and you do them at home. You use up all the pumpage. You can't be pumping that kind of madness through. But yeah, I'm glad everything's back to normal-ish, and Patrick is sitting back eating cheese-flavored puffed potato chips and watching YouTubes, playing video games on the side, playing a board game over here with himself, not even with anybody else. And Space Goonie's like, oh, I'm doing all of the washing. My hands are so sore. He's like, you wanted that water so bad, you enjoy it. You enjoy it till it's time to go to sleep. Pat's a maniac. Pat is a maniac. But seriously though, Pat, you're great, and that's not true. And everyone, oh wow, that's super white. That is super white. Yeah, you're right, Pat. I'm gonna, real quick. Every week we play with the settings. It's kind of a thing that I have to do. Oh, geez. Yeah, when the plumber came to my house to fix stuff, he wasn't a plumber. He was like the super, whatever he is, that takes care of the building. And there was no, again, the people who run this building specifically, I heard them say out loud, it's not a thing. We don't have that in this province or in this town. Like, okay, I want to believe. I want to believe. I'm going to put a big Mulder poster over Tedward over here. Says I want to believe, but instead of a spaceship, it's going to have like a little COVID ball and then like, I don't know, an X through it, I guess. Not a very well thought out poster. Anyway, control click, go down to the filters. Take this. Oh, that's not making it better. Oh, there we go. Take down some of this contrast. Brightness, make it darker. Yeah, I'm just white. I'm just that white, I guess. Ooh. Ooh. Well, whatever. There's some features at least. Blink, blink. Meanwhile, over on this camera, we're going to draw a comic that I thought of the other day. Hey, Tatum and Nash. That I didn't draw because I I don't know, this weekend I was just like, hey, I've been sitting all crouched up all the time and always, to a point where my right leg was like, my leg hurts. I definitely need to do some more yoga because my leg hurts from sitting on my leg all the time. So, what I'm going to do instead of yoga and exercise is sit on my other leg, apparently, and not really notice for however long that I've been doing that. And then this weekend, I'm literally like, my leg hurts. I'm going to actively take time to not sit on my leg, and I don't know. So I ended up watching a bunch of TV and not bending my leg until finally I was like, hey, it's a nice day outside. I should definitely go for a walk today and not spend the whole day laying on the couch drawing pictures. Even though, if you're following the Instagram, always pointing with the wrong. If you follow the Instagram, I always try to fill it with some new fun stuff, and I'm very happy with what I did this week. Do my best to keep it extra nice and clean because there's two small children watching right now. But we're gonna draw some stuff as I go. So I'm gonna move this temporary text real quick. Not that it gets non-clean ever. I just mean, talking about the real things in the world that are awful as we eventually get to. But I'll wait till the kids go to sleep for that. They're called the Twinges because they're twins and they are ninjas, and one of them is so much like her mom that it's scary. But it's awesome because, anyway, not here to talk about kids, here to talk about me. Here to talk about me. 5 more minutes of fun. Hey, something to do with a cat and a bum. So yeah, I was trying to convince him. I was like, all right, I should go for a walk. A, it's nice out, and B, I legitimately, literally need to get the blood pumping. Like, I already know that I just need to get a little bit of exercise, and I'm just gonna feel better about the world and everything. And I was like, awesome, let's get a shower because I haven't done that in 2 days. And I did, and I got a shower. I'm like, oh yeah, like doing stuff feels good. It's a nice day, super nice sunny day. Why didn't I go out earlier? Anyway, finish getting a shower, put some clothes on, get my skis waxed up, grab a stick of juicy fruit, and the day was about to move you. And then I'm just like, what? I can't be going for a walk at 9:30 at night. It's so dark out. It's so late. I should. So tired now, aren't I? What is it? Oh, was it only 5 minutes after 5 o'clock? Because I believe I was there, either in your in your frontal cortex, or sitting on the couch watching. It's hard to say if I exist throughout the week or not. But either way, I believe it was 5 minutes after 5 o'clock in the afternoon, if you will, the very beginning of the evening. And then yeah, you were all like, "Oh no, I should be getting ready for bed right now. Where's my little sleeping cap and my matching pajamas with like a button and tie, like a Scrooge McDuck over here?" And I'm just like, "Hey dog, you're an all-star. Get the game on. Go for a walk, cause you might as well be walking on the sun, cause it's 5 o'clock. It's super early. That's what I was like, but you never listened. You're just like, hey ho, let's go, and away you went. That's true. That's true. This is the longest way to get to this story. But one of the things I thought of was a comic strip, and I'm like, no, I'm not sitting at my desk. I'm not sitting in this chair. I'm gonna use my couch for once in my life. I have a couch. I paid money for it, like an adult who can afford a couch, and then I did, and it's a pretty good couch. So it was 5 o'clock here, and yeah, and I was fully just like, and I've done that all week. I keep doing that, and it still does not sink into my head. If anything, it just keeps getting darker earlier, and I'm like, what? I was fully, wasn't I? Well, it's dark now, and then I'll watch YouTube for like what I'm pretty sure is 3.5 hours, and I'm like, oh geez, I should definitely go to bed. it's like midnight, and then still same thing, like it's only 9 o'clock. It's pitch dark outside. Seems seems like the world is shut down, but it's just winter time. It's just winter time. And keep trying to decide how to fix the brush. Do 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 do. 5. Unbelievable. Unbelievable? Unbelievable. Oh, yeah. Yeah, unbelievable. Oh, Pat. Remember last week when the tablet was like just lagging so much that it was making it impossible to draw? This week, everything was great. I tested it. I lowered the quality on this camera, so this is the way this one looks, and it's the best we can do. This camera still is the same quality. It's the best we can do, and it's still fantastic. And then over here, I was like, maybe I won't use another camera, but you know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. And then I got it all set up, and we were ready to go. And then all of a sudden, the tablet was like just flashing on and off, and I was just like, no, no way, man. No way. And then I restarted everything. And no, that's the thing. If it was doing the same thing, then precedent would have been set. We have learned something, but we didn't. Nothing is learned. What it's doing now is this thing that it used to do and it hasn't done for a very long time, where pressure sensitivity of the pen stops working. So I'm stuck with whatever. And again, super first world problems. Like, hey, you got a good job. I sure do. You got a fancy drawing tablet from the future. Yep. And how is that working out for you? Honestly, 97% of the time, magical and amazing. Shouldn't complain about anything. Life is a great gift that we get to give to each other every day by simply not hurting anybody, and that's a magic number. But the magic number today was going to be 3, which is always the magic number. But now, without the pressure sensitivity, I just set it to 2, and I don't know. I'll have to restart everything in order to make it come back to normal, I think. I think there's a chance. Hey, CTK! There's a chance I can just try and reset Flash, and that might fix it, but I'm pretty sure I need to reset the whole thing, and that throws everything else off because it's all, yeah, the it definitely is the tablet driver. So it definitely has to be closing this. I'm half tempted. Anyway, we're just doing rough. We're just doing some rough stuff now. I'll probably clean it up later. It's the same as always. We're just gonna draw some Milo, and this brush is way too thick. Good night, sweetest angels. Hug the magical peach princess kitten, and have a good sleep. And I don't know, whatever else people say to kids. Winter is coming. Hmm? So, I'm gonna, dare I? No, that's not gonna, if I shut off the tablet, it's not gonna do anything. It's the driver. Pretty sure there's a way that I can re-enlist the driver through clicking. Through clicking. You know what? Like I said, it doesn't matter. Let's just rough drawing. Who cares? There's a little Milo. That's where he's gonna be. Down a little bit, just like over here. And ta-da. And then we'll put me in. So, I don't know what Animate is doing. It's like auto-saving all the time. Before I get back to my story, quick 4-second rant. There's no such thing as a quick 4 second rant for you. It's a minimum of 25 minutes for everything, plus add at least 4 to 5 minutes of me jumping in with my asides to scold or add on to things that you forgot to say that you choose to say through me for some reason in some sort of way. But anyway, no, seriously, go ahead. Go ahead with your 4 second rant. I'll start counting. One. Things updating. There's a new Adobe Animate. That's the thing. I'm terrified to upgrade to that because upgrades never work. But nothing, not dear Tim Apple, nothing really works with Catalina. Is that what it is? The new, not the new, the mid new, the last new operating system for Mac. The one before that is the one that worked with everything, and then there was a new one, and I upgraded that so that I could do video editing. And now it's just like, hey, you gonna upgrade to Big Sur or whatever the new one is, and just like, nothing's compatible with the last operating system. Why did you jump to another one already? Oh my god. What are you doing? Just gear down. Gear down slightly. Just drop it down 1 gear, Apple. Like, make things better, make things faster, but don't don't make a whole new box. On the other side of that, though, there's a new Mac, like M15 or something crazy with an M in the name, and I just saw a quick clip of that saying, this is super powerful, and I want it. So that's the reason, we're trying to get more viewers, more subscribers, more followers to the things that I make here, just to buy me a super powerful computer so I can make weird stop motions and whatnot. We'll talk about that in a minute as well. But first, in the MCN, the MrCurtoons news of the day is I decided to go for the walk. It was 5 after 5, so I'm like, I'm still gonna go for a walk. And I left the building. It wasn't the middle of the night. It still felt like the middle of the night. Like there's, very little action going on. I can hear some weird noise in the background from God knows where. Something is going on in the world today. So I go out of the door. I walk across the street, and I'm really not paying attention. My glasses are fogging up pretty good because I am still wearing a mask, even though there's nobody around. Um, and then I realize, oh yeah, there's nobody around, so I pull my mask halfway down so my glasses aren't fogging up. But whilst that thought is drifting through my head, just up in the distance, across the street from where CTK used to live, possibly um, the person that moved into CTK's old apartment. But there's like these three boxes, like those, planters boxes by Planters Peanuts people to advertise. But no, three big, just like those wooden boxes on the side of the road where plants grow out of in the summer. And between two of those boxes, just in the distance, just blurry enough that I still can't make it out, something's moving. And there's definitely like a loud enough moving sound that something just moved and it caught my eye. But I'm just like trying, that thing that you do when you wear glasses and you're trying to focus. So you're like, if you squint hard enough, you can kind of squint away your inability to see things. And I'm just like, is that a raccoon like scuffling around? Because it seems to have a substantial enough, I don't know, solidity. It looks substantial. It looks like something real and not a shadow, I guess is what I'm saying. Something moved, and I'm not imagining it. I heard something, but I can't quite see it. And I'm like, is there just some bushes? Excuse me, some growth that's just kind of, excuse me, uh, uh, yeah, betwixt these two panels, between a fern between these two boxes, and that's just moving around. I was just like, yeah, I think it's got to be a plant, right? And then it seemed like something moved, and I was like, no, that's definitely an animal. But I think I'm getting close enough now that I should be able to see whether or not it's an animal. Just like, squint harder, and then I realized, like, no, It's got to be a bush. I think it's a bush. It's definitely like foliage of some kind, but I just can't quite figure this out. And I get a little bit closer. This is like this thought process. This is happening over the course of like a minute and a half, maybe less. And then I finally get enough steps closer that yeah, that's definitely a person. One, they're just like working on their car in the parking lot, and they're wearing camouflage is the word. They're wearing Karma Chameleon camouflage overalls or pants or something like that. So that's why it looked like a bush moving, because there was like a bush, not even camouflage, but it's like the camouflage that is like a printout of marshland. And I'm like, oh, it is somebody like under a car working on their car. No big deal. Still not quite paying attention, or go back to not paying attention. I'm sure thinking of some sort of song in my head, or mostly going, hey, I wonder if Pat and the gang on the thing will think it's interesting that I spent 2 minutes of my life deciding whether or not that was some foliage or a raccoon. Is that a good story to tell? No, it's not. No, it is not at all. No, that's the worst story Eddie would have ever told. I mean, oh my God. Hey, I walked 35 feet in front of my own apartment, and I thought somebody working on their car. Good story. Let's all clap. Let's all take some time and clap for that. Meow, 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 meow. No, Ripley, you're stupid, and your opinion is stupid. It's a stupid story, and you should stop talking right now. Everybody, let's end this stream. Everything's stupid. No, hey, that's not the story. So, as I'm walking, I hear what sounds to me like the normal mishigosh of people working on cars. There's always a person off to the side, and the person that's underneath actually doing the work, and the person underneath going, hey, like a little help, like, pass me the wrench, pass me the wrench. Hey, where are you? Pass me the wrench. It's like, hey, are you there? Pass me the wrench. Now, I wasn't hearing pass me the wrench. I was just hearing and just trying not to, like, this is none of my business. I'm not going to, open up my ears for this mechanic banter, because 9 times out of 10 it's offensive. Uh, my dad was a mechanic, and man, oh man, none of that stuff should have been repeated. Did I miss what's going on? I just got a notification from my Instagram saying my timer that should have been over for a half hour now is about to end. So I don't know. I don't know what time it is. So anyway, the lady is saying, "Help! Can you help? Like, are you there? Can you help?" And as I got closer and closer, I very slowly realized, oh, they're not asking the other person they are with for help. They're asking me or whoever is within earshot to come and help them. Worst superhero ever. Like, talk about reverse spider sense. Hey, my boringness is tingling. I guess I'll drift off and think about a Beach Boys song. I'm never thinking about Beach Boys songs. Never. Other than Barbara Ann is not a song about a lady called Barbara Ann. It is clearly a song about a girl that they definitely used to call Bobber Ann, who used to bob a lot. And that's as far as we'll talk about that, because I know how those twins are, and they're definitely not still asleep. They're definitely still listening somehow, some way. They know how to use computers better than their mom already, for sure. They're like 5. So, Barbara and let me get a tan. Went to the beach, then I held their hand. Barbara and Ann. It's 2 people, man. Why are you so confused just talking about Barbara and Ann? So, you always say that. You always say, it's just me, we're just hanging out. And then the kids are like, hey, how? Did you know that we have a cat? I just wanted to come out and check out that cat. Hey, mommy, um, can I just come out here and play iPad? Well, I'd stay awake forever, and I'm not planning things. Anyway, the thing I was going to say earlier while the kids were awake was one of those kids is evil. Yes, she is exactly like her mom, and her mom is also the evil one from her family. And that's the circle of life, and it moves us all. So this lady is under her car, and I realize she's saying, like, help. And I'm still just kind of, let me meander over here, because I assume, because she's not screaming, oh my god, I'm dying, I'm trapped under a car. She's like, a little help, like, oh yeah, yeah, no problem. And I'm pretty much like, what do you need? Do you need me to pass you something under there? Because this wasn't well thought out, and it's too dark to be doing whatever you're doing under this car. You don't have a light. Uh, but part of me is thinking maybe you're trapped under there. So it is like, what's up? Like, are you stuck? She's like, yeah, yeah. It's getting hard to breathe. It's getting hard to breathe. If you could just lift the car a little bit, and I'll be able to squeeze out no problem. Like, yeah, yeah, of course. I'll just lift a car. Like I do all the time. Like I do all the time. Hey, bro, if you believe in yourself and you believe in others, you can lift anything, man. I was in a movie once. Wait, that wasn't me. I'm named after. Oh, this is complicated. My name is Tedward. I'm a cat. Thanks, Ted. Thanks, Ted. Um, so yeah, but I also know like that there is a certain amount of like leeway you can get simply by grabbing the bumper of a car, and there's a little bit, you can get this much movement. Honestly, I felt like it barely moved at all, but it was like, yeah, of course. Like, I don't think there's a jack here. I think she might have put like a plastic bucket under it or something just to get it to hold up that little extra half inch that she needed to get in there and change the oil, because it definitely wasn't jacked up. There was nothing around that I could see that was actually facilitating this. So I just grab onto the car as hard as I can and just pull as hard as I can upwards. And in Superman Returns, I think that's what it was called, when there's the major, like the biggest heroic action sequence of the movie, when Clark is, maybe it happens twice. It's either when, I don't know why I just called him Clark, when Clark Kent, Superman, he's lifting a boat is one, and then he's lifting like the island is the other. I think it's the boat one, where it's just like a shot of him looking up towards camera, basically just going like, "Arr!" But all you can see is the boat, so it's like he's kind of just standing on a boat. It doesn't really show that he's lifting anything. It felt like that. We're just like, I am definitely not doing anything. This is going to be try number one, and then I'm going to run and figure out some way to jack this car up, because there's no way this is any help unless she's just barely stuck under there and needs just this little bit of a half inch. So I did. I pulled it, and it is. You can feel it move. Anytime you can go to your car, you can feel it go up or down a half an inch. God knows, as a child, this is no humans. This is pure human strength, no superhumanity at all. I don't know how many times I've spent time as a child, time after time, just doing that, feeling like a superhero, as a 7-year-old, just being like, check it out, like, we can move this car pretty much, but it's like, no, you can bounce it on its shocks, you stupid, stupid child. And that's what I did. I just bounced it up on its shocks a little bit, held it as best as I could, and was just like, is this doing anything? She's like, that's perfect, like, just right there, I think I can squeeze out, like, okay. And then watch this little lady squeeze out from underneath the car, and she was so just like, oh my god, oh my god, like, oh my god, thank you so much. Like, yeah, yeah, of course, like, I'm super sorry, I didn't realize that's what was happening, and I didn't rush over here. She's like, I honestly didn't, I thought you were talking to somebody over here. And she's like, no, 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 I was just talking to anybody, you specifically, I guess, but any stranger at all. I was just looking for, I was just hoping anybody would come by. Like, wow. And I didn't tell her, like, I just spent most of my weekend thinking, is this enough? What am I supposed to do with my time? I drew some pictures. Should I do anything else with my time? What is the point of anything? I'm just drawing pictures. Should I even do this? I already do it at work. What? And also thinking about doing stuff with that dog head. Again, if you check out the Instagram, every time, wrong finger. Check out the Instagram, follow it. The new reel is my dog head mask with the moving mouth, lip syncing along to some song I've never heard of, but it goes pew pew, and that's amazing. So so I was thinking I'm going to do that. I'm going to just go out into the world while it's sunny and nice and film some kind of thing, and either make my own music or whatever. And I'm like thinking like I've got to do something with that dog head. I was like, that's insane. Why do anything with anything? I should at least just go for a walk. And then go for a walk, and it is like, oh, this is this is why we go when we do things, because there's always something, and sometimes it's ends up being. Remember how to draw my own face. Something that you know really affects somebody's life. Again, after weeks of feeling genuinely super depressed, not that I don't anymore, but super depressed about the fact that there's a lot of people out there whose lives are just rough. And by rough, I mean like they're under attack. They're trying to actively, convince people in power that I'm a person. I might not have power like you, but I'm a person. And, so many Canadian heritage moments that taught us, like, didn't we get over this stuff before? Uh, so anyway, just stuff like that. And of course, that maniac who's just like, I'm the winner and I'm whatever. Like, look at what I did. You didn't do anything. You haven't done anything, you psychopath. You're just taking credit for things that happen whilst you try to destroy a country and disconnected from a nation, a nation disconnected from a world. Maniac. So whatever, stuff like that is on your mind, and that's also a great time to go for a walk. But because I live in the Truman Show, she's like, well, this isn't really happening. She comes out from under the car. She's like, oh my god, like thanks so much. Like you're my hero. Like you're a superhero right now. Like don't say that. I don't need weird delusions of stuff like that in my head. Yeah, no, like you're all about not having delusions. Everything's real up in here. Nothing weird. Not hanging out with any of your heroes at all. On every Tuesday, like it's something that you deserve. Like you're the hero that we want, but you're not the hero. Wait, no, that's not how it. Some men just want to watch the world burn. That's me, and then you're the hero that we don't deserve, but we have. Yeah, that's how it goes. But also we don't need because you don't have any power at all whatsoever. But no, tell us again how you're not having delusions of grandeur over there, Mister Solo. So yeah. um, she's like, yeah, like that's amazing, but I'm still just like, what is happening? She's like, yeah, like I had the car propped up, and then that just gave way, or that went to shit, or however she said that. So then I was just kind of stuck there. But she's like I wasn't being crushed, but it was getting hard to breathe. She's like, and I'm just like, are you okay? Like, are you okay? Like, do you need like, are you fine? Like, you can breathe now. You're not hurt. And she's like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine. And I was like, "Do you need help with anything? Like, is there any gear here? I can help you put stuff away, whatever." And she's like, just covered in grease and oil, and just looking at me like I'm gonna give you a hug, and I'm like, ugh, how do I wrap this mask around my face harder? Um, but mostly just the like, don't cover me in grease. Don't cover me in grease, please. I feel like I should give you a hug, but also you're not wearing a mask and you're covered in grease. But I appreciate everything that has happened here today. But no, just add like everything's fine, everything's fine. If it's not, like just say the word, and I'll do what I can or whatever. And she's like, no, I'm fine, I'm fine. She's like, if anything, she's like, just my boobs hurt a little bit, but that's it. Like, I'm just stuck, I was just basically stuck under there by my boobs, and it was just crushing my boobs. But I'm okay now. And it's just like, is this? Are you sure this isn't some weird scam? This is definitely some weird scam. Like, I'm not gonna go any further with making sure your boobs are okay. I'm sure that everything is fine. But yeah, everything's cool, but you're fine. She's like, yeah, like everything's fine. Like you're not torn to pieces. Like great. So she's like, but no, just thanks so much. She's like, I can't believe like that this is a man. She told me her name for sure. Don't remember it. I said, yep, this is my name. You probably won't remember it. And I'm gonna keep walking now, I guess. I feel weird, but I'm just gonna leave you here in the dark. Oh, that's one of the things. She was like, I was like, do you need help? Like, is there anything I can do to help out here or whatever? And she's like, oh, like if you know how to change oil, you know, do a super quick oil change, that would be amazing. And I was like, oh God, no, God, no. My dad was a mechanic, and I don't know how to do anything. She was like, my dad was a mechanic, so I had to learn how to do everything. Yeah, no, my dad was the opposite. He literally said like, listen, buddy, you better. I'm gonna tell you this. So you better work effing hard. You better be a hard effing worker, and you better make good money, buddy, cause you're effing useless. You're great. I loves you. I loves you, buddy. I think you can do anything. You can do anything you put your mind to. He's like, but as far as any of this stuff, you are effing useless. As I'm sure, he said, boobs on a dog or something like that. And it's like, yep. Uh, uh, okay. All right. I will take that information and I will run with it for the rest of my life. And I stick to that. You know, I don't go out too far. I try to have jobs that I can do that don't require me to shovel my driveway, i.e., working from home. And I draw pictures. Um, and then, yeah, literally, I pay people to fix my car. I forgot to make an appointment to get my car inspected again today. All right, still driving illegally. Shh. Shh, Pat. Shh. I mostly walk around anyway. I almost never take my car anywhere. It's fine. It's fine. I'll make an appointment tomorrow and get it in sometime during the week. So yeah, she was like, anyway, yeah, no, that's great, that's great. But seriously, you're my hero, you're my hero. And I was like, oh my god, no. I was like, I did virtually nothing. Like, I nudged a car slightly and happened to be walking by 14 feet from my own home. And she's like, no, she's like, you're my hero. She's like, just like right here, check it out. And she was wearing under the camo overalls, Deadpool like shirt jersey, like that's basically like a Deadpool costume version. I don't know why I'm explaining this, but like one of those T-shirts or there's one of those jerseys that has like it's done up like it's Deadpool's costume. It's not like a picture of Deadpool going, "Yeah, I like tacos." I feel like there's a conversation over here somewhere that I missed where I called Amanda something crazy. Doesn't matter. She's called me a traitor, and that's the worst thing you can call anybody ever. And we've gotten over that. Still friends forever. So yeah, she's just like uh, fist bump this. Like, okay, I don't know what's happening now, but I fist bumped her Deadpool shirt, even though I was thinking I'm Spider-Maning right now, and Deadpool is kind of like the Deadly Spider-Man costume-wise, because Rob Liefeld is super good at inventing new things. Um, but yeah, then I was just went on my way, feeling still kind of guilty. That I'm just like, all right, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do beyond this. I was just going for a walk. That's what I was doing, and I kept walking, and then I heard like hello, hello, and I'm like, she has to still be talking to me, but she can't. Like, it can't be happening twice that a voice in the distance that I can't see is talking to me. So I look back, let my ears focus, and realize she's like immediately on her phone. 'Cause she's also like, my phone was in the car, so I couldn't like call anybody. I'm just here calling out to whatever random stranger, and it was you. So then I hear her on the phone like, Sheila, oh my god, like I was under the car. I was like, but thankfully this like nice stranger like happened by and like lifted the car for like, yeah, oh my god. I was just like, all right, so I guess it was real then, because again, felt like a weird scam where at some point she should be like trying to get my bank information. I don't know. It just seems too easy to lift a car off of somebody. Maybe I do have superpowers and I've never tested them out. Unbreakable, and that idiot kid that's just like, let's test your powers, pew pew. Like, no, no, worst way to test powers, kid. Worst way to test powers. And same goes for, hey, I don't want to encourage any delusions, even though we just said something about you not being delusional, but I'm on board for that one. If I could lock and or load and then unload, that would be hilarious to me, because I'm pretty sure it won't bounce off. Also, hey, what happens? What keeps happening to all the overlay things? They're just like disappearing randomly? Where'd the chat overlay that goes next to my head just go to? Somebody explain that to me. And also the frame on the drawing thing. Yeah, that's weird. It's on the other screens. Just not. Yeah, Ripley's got us. It's just on Milo's screen. Just on Milo's screen. I don't understand anything today. My pen's not working right. It's gonna be a good day. It was gonna be a good day. I got a Spider-Man story about myself, Spider-Manning, and I tested all the gear, so it's all geared up and working great. I adjusted things so that I could. Oh, always a bunch of things. What if we look at the drawing camera every once in a while? Let's see what it looks like to draw some pictures over here. So that was that story. And I mean, realistically, that's like it. That's like all I did aside from watch things that I can think of. Uh, and of course, have a job. Um, Milo's over here saying, hey, here's the things about the upstairs people. And yeah. But gotta check my notes, see what the other thing was that I meant to talk about. Uh-huh. Ah, yes. So what did I finally put some time into? I finally watched Borat. It's gonna drive me crazy that Milo screen isn't fixed. So I'm gonna jump over to the Milo screen. Hey, okay, so now this is just a marathon of text, not text, audio, dialogue of me just rambling and rambling because you, instead of using the studio mode and just fixing it while it's on your own face, you're going to leave me on screen and then try to load up the other things. So you're going to click on chat URL. There you go, visible. And then the camera frame, visible. There it is. I don't know why that's set to invisible, but that's your deal, Daddy-O. I'm just here to drink from this unacceptable mug because everything you do is unacceptable and you've got an unacceptable mug. By that I mean your face. You're mean. All right, so there, that's fixed. Yeah, I finally watched Borat, and I don't know why. Like, I just didn't want to watch it just because of the amount of horribleness I know I'm going to endure, even though it is like, hey, I'm making fun of these people, and hey, I'm poking at them, and hey, look at this. Those people still exist, and the thing is still weird, and everything is still painful and exhausting. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know if I have the energy to do this ever again in life. Um, But one, they managed to not do the normal sequel thing where it was just like it's just a straight up it's Borat 1 again with some different hillbillies and racists and what have you. Uh, so at no point I was like, hey, this is the same thing to it's I don't know, triumphantness, it's cleverness, it's greatness. There is a point, like way at the end, where he says like, "Well, we wow" or whatever that catchphrases from the other movie, and I realized, oh, he wasn't saying his old catchphrases through the whole thing, and it made this one special, where it was like, oh, it's the hey, it's James Bond's old car showing up for the new James Bond, like, wow, that's nostalgic for people, and that hit me in the right spot. But but in the end, yeah, it was like um still painful. It wasn't like I'm losing my mind, this is funny, or I'm losing my mind, like I can't believe I'm seeing this stuff. It is just like, yeah, I have Instagram. I've already seen these people do this type of thing, and I'm super tired of it, and mostly that's the reason. It was just like, oh, I just don't want more of these people. It'll be more funny like when the states are back under control and somebody is, trying to do good in the world, but while it's happening it just feels like, yep, this is what we got. This guy doing a character from another country is the best thing we have at trying to save a country right now, and he's not trying to save a country, he's just trying to have fun at their expense. Use me. um And yeah, then I got to a point where it seemed like I think the next scene is going to be them finally meeting up with Giuliani. It was like, I need to see that part. I need to see what happens. There has to be more to it than what I've seen on Colbert's and whatnot. And that part finally comes around, but it was like right before that, I'm like, I think I'm done. Didn't feel very long. It wasn't that heavy, but I'm just like, I'm already kind of done with this. And like, if the Giuliani thing isn't the next scene, then I'm probably going to stop watching it. And or as soon as the Giuliani scene is done, I'm probably done. I don't know. I don't know. And then the Giuliani scene was like pretty much the second last sequence of events, and and then it was done anyway. So it was like, all right, I did it. I watched the whole thing. But yeah, mostly the Giuliani part was like kind of disappointing. I really wanted there to be more to it. Not that he wasn't still just like, you are really touching this lady when this is quarantine time and you should be just keeping your distance, period. You're still finding all kinds of reasons to just reach over and touch her. Instead of, acting like a responsible 90,000-year-old man and, not touching a girl alone in a hotel room. And then mostly the fact of like, so we're gonna go in the bedroom now. Like, no, just no, just no. There's no reason for this, especially when you know what you do for a living, you know what's going on, but clearly you don't know what's going on because he's Giuliani. He's having press conferences at a construction site, whatever, a landscaping place. So so whatever. It was still. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm happy it wasn't as awful as it could have been. But man, oh man. I mean, the Giuliani thing. Overall, the movie I was pretty impressed with. It's kind of funny when you realize that they're mostly speaking. Um, I forget what they're actually speaking uh, uh, through most of the movie, and then once they kind of break off and have to speak English to other people, once they're back together again, they just start speaking English, and it's like, oh, that's super clever. Very Hunt for Red October. You've never seen Hunt for Red October, and I know that for a fact. No, I haven't, but I know about the dialogue transition in Hunt for Red October. I've watched things about movies, even though I haven't watched all the movies. Bulgarian. That's racist. Uh, what I just did. This one should go here. This one should be looking down. So anyway, overall, not a disappointment, just more or less the, oh, this is like watching a documentary about the downfall of society. And I'm never in the mood for one of those. Not ever. Butts for Red October is Avocado Shake's favorite movie. Looks like my butt is Mr. October now. Money Penny. And then I watched, or before that, I watched a new TV show that I was mildly kind of excited to watch. Like, this should be good for several reasons. And for the exact reasons I thought it was going to be good, were the reasons why it was not. And not even not good. It was why it was boring. I guess I don't know. Truth Seekers on Amazon. The I want to say Nick Frost. That's his name, right? And I can't remember anybody's names anymore. But Shaun of the Dead and Shaun of the Dead's friend are in a show with some other people where it's basically X-Files. It seems like mostly ghosts, but it's like X-Files. People's spirits being trapped in things. I feel like over 2 different episodes, it was like that was the same episode twice. Simon Pegg, there we go. So at first, like the first episode is fully one of those episodes where I'm like, I see what's happening. They want me to watch the rest of the episodes so that I can find out what this first episode was about. I get it. I understand TV scams. I watched many episodes of Lost and felt still lost for a long time. I feel like they're not going to do that to me for this whole thing, but they, they're introducing characters, but it's like we're still doing an adventure here. And then by the end of it, was just like left a lot of stuff open there, as if this is going to be an 8-episode movie, which is a great idea. I do love that. That's, kind of the best way to do TV shows. But I at the end of the first one, I'm not like, whoa, what's gonna happen? I'm like, how many episodes do I have to watch before I know what's happening? Don't vague everything. Just tell me a story. Just a story. So by like the 3rd episode, I'm like, this is pretty interesting. Malcolm McDowell's in it. They're just traveling around, and he's got like a YouTube channel where he does like some paranormal investigation. Yeah, his sidekick is Elton John, which is hilarious. Spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure he's the most haunted boy from the beginning, from the very first shot of the show. And he's grown up and he doesn't want to associate with that. So the ghostly things are more connected to him, because so far it's just like I investigate paranormal things. Like, no, you don't. You've just been going on your cable runs because they work for a cable company, and then immediately it's just like, oh, and this is the paranormal thing we have to deal with, and but yeah, so I mean, there's only 8 episodes, and I watched 5, but it was just weird. It was just like, I don't hate this. I just don't care what happens in the next episodes. It might get really interesting and exciting. Like, it seems like one of those shows where if there was a second season already, I'd be like, I'm gonna keep watching this because season 2 is probably gonna be fantastic, and this is gonna be real good lead up to that. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get to episode 8 and be like, that was that was kind of like the X Files. That was very much like the X Files. It was definitely people who could afford to now make their own X Files type show doing that. And it's only a short show, not much happens, and spending way too much time on the parts where Mulder and Scully are like, I'm looking through the data, Scully. This data is interesting. Scully, you looking at data? Yeah, Mulder, I'm over here checking out this other data. These files, Mulder. Very interesting. All right, keep me posted. Okay. Hey, it's me, Skinner, or Simon Pegg in this case. What's going on? Are you guys doing your job? Yep, very interesting. Cool. And what's going on with Scully? Interesting. She might be getting kidnapped right now off screen. We won't know. But later on in the episode, something will happen. It's an hour long, so we're going to have to look around for a long time. Like, okay, talk to you later, Mulder. Let's film some more phone calls. And I love the X Files. I love the X Files. I rewatched a lot of it, just a few years ago, and in rewatching it, it is just like I can't sit here and binge watch 1,000 episodes of X Files. I can, but after a while, I am just like, I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm quickly noticing how often Mulder and or Scully shoot at people, and they shouldn't be shooting at people. Hey, what are you doing over there? Are you an alien or a stranger or just some random person? Pew. Um, you're not supposed to just open fire on people. Is that why America just opened fires on people? Did they learn it from Mulder and Scully? Um, But yeah, X Files is the best because it transverses just, and again, I was hoping that it was gonna be very X Files in that, oh, this one is like we're dealing with a weird swamp monster. This episode is aliens. This episode is a ghost in the machine. But so far it seemed like there are ghosts and a bunch of them are stuck in machines. Ugh, I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. You got a lady that got stuff going on over here, and you're not even talking to her about anything. Let's go for a drive. AC for still O. I don't know how to help you, bro. How do I set up my Wizard Stream Labs? It mostly does it by itself. But you'll have to click on the plus in your sources and then pick all the sources that you want to grab locally. But yeah, if you go to streamlabs.com, there's a whole thing on how to set up your stream in less than 5 minutes. When I first started working at Streamlabs, one of my first jobs was making a video showing how quick and easy it is to get your stream up and running with all your overlays and whatnots in just a matter of minutes. It's been replaced with other stuff because there's been upgrades and additions and things have been automated to do it just how you need it. But I'm going to assume you're on a PC and I'm on a Mac, so the things that I say are going to sound whack. But if you go and check out the Streamlabs YouTube, you'll learn all the stuff that you need to learn, dude. Hmm? Think I skipped over a rhyme, but that's okay. You probably already left. Ah. Um there are definitely Spanish YouTubers and streamers that do stuff, but no, I don't speak Spanish. If this might get me in trouble, if you straight up if you tweet at Streamlabs, hey, I'm Spanish and I don't understand your tutorials, but I really want to use Streamlabs. I can almost promise you someone will reach out to you. I say we. Streamlabs has a big old team of super nice people. If you're lucky, it'll be Ryan. He's the one who I always harass when I need help. But yeah, there are people all around the world working for Streamlabs and Logitech, and I'm using a lot of English right now. Um, so that's not much help. But yeah, tweet at Streamlabs, and somebody will give you a proper link to something that will help, or they will try to help you. They are amazing. We've got just a few artists, me and Clyde, and Albert, and Omar, and Corbin, and we make stuff. We draw pictures, and then there's a whole army of just had the meeting today. Success team people and other things that, yeah, that's their whole job, is to scour the internet for people with problems. And if you got a problem, yo, they'll solve it. Check out Streamlabs while the DJ resolves it. That's hopefully that'll help. And good luck. I don't know. I talk fast and I speak English, and I hope I'm not confusing or making it worse. uh, my brush doesn't have any lag today. I can't control its weight in a pressury way. Dick. The other thing I watched, I didn't get around to watching Aunt Donna yet. I still haven't listened to a podcast about those guys. I just realized yesterday that they're an Australian like YouTube channel that Scott Ackerman turned into a Netflix show, and that's magical. Um, I think I started to watch one of the YouTube videos, but I was busy doing stuff. Um, eh. But what I did watch was a while ago. Space Goonie slash Pat said, "Oh, you've got to watch this show, LOL." Because this Australian comedian that we all three think is pretty amazing, Sam. I'm just gonna say Sam until Pat types it into the thing. Sam Simmons. There we go. Got it before Pat, or at least before it popped up. So Sam Simmons, he's on a lot of the British panel shows that I watch all the time. That Space Goonie and Pat and I share between each other, whatever, convince each other to watch. So the last one they convinced me I should watch was this show called LOL. Last One Laughing, I believe is what it stands for. And man, oh man, it is not so much a hilarious show as it is a psychotic social experiment that you watch, and it's terrifying, really. I can't even decide if I'm like, you should watch this. This is a great idea, or just don't. Um, Egg Helms. Um, But basically, Rebel Wilson hosts this show. There was an American version, I think, and some other versions. The last time I wanted, or I was going to watch it, I could only find these other versions. I didn't really have any interest. But Space Goonie said the same thing, where she was like, "You got to watch this show." But basically, right now, Sam Simmons is like giving himself a Fanta bath, and like, yeah, that sounds about right. Um, and even within the thing, they're just losing their mind. So it is like they take however many it was, like 9 comedians, 8 comedians, something like that. They're all Australian. They put them in this big room that's, almost like a standard reality show set. So, there's like a kitchen, there's booze, there's couches, there's a little back room area, and they would have, the confessional things. I kind of didn't want to watch it because I thought it was like, if they're trapped in a house with, just each other for months, like, I can't handle those. That's insane. It's just stupid and insane, and it just never works out. But it was just 6 hours. Like, these comedians are going to be not locked in here, but they're in here for 6 hours, and they're not allowed to laugh. So if they kind of start to smile, Rebel Wilson will pause the game and be like, giving you a warning, no more laughing it up over there. Or, hey, stop hiding. You got to still interact with everybody and try to make other people laugh. So they're just doing stuff, saying things, and it's really interesting. It's definitely a pure, very Big Brother. But the fact that it was only a few hours, I'm like, I can get down with this. So when it's paused, they're allowed to laugh, they're allowed to smile. But when it's on, then they have to stop. And it's just psychotic because, A, they're doing silly things that if you were in the room, you would burst out laughing at a lot of them just because they catch you by surprise. So for the first bit, it was like people are doing wacky things, and it is like, yep, this is what you do. You push the envelope, you're doing what you can to make people laugh. One lady like went and changed her clothes and came back out as a character that she was only done in as an audio form on a podcast, and like this is the first time of her doing that. Sam Simmons was just he makes things and does weird stuff anyway, so he was just going full force, which was like, I'm terrified. I'm terrified. And yeah, so it was like it went by so fast, like however 8 to 12 or 10 episodes I think it was. They went by like that, and when I'm just like, am I gonna keep watching this all day? And next thing I know, it was done. It was like, it's not even lunchtime yet. Oh my god, it's dark out. But yeah, first like 4 episodes, 5 episodes, whatever it is, I'm just like, this is nuts and psychotic. Watching people actively try not to laugh at people trying to be funny, and it just makes it seem not funny and upsetting, if anything. Like it almost seems like, when somebody's like genuinely like, we're here to laugh, and people are looking at you like, that's funny. It's scary. It's kind of scary just because they're like, yep, I have to admit that is funny, but I'm not gonna laugh. And then by the end of it, spoiler alert, definitely watch the first few episodes. Rebel Wilson, when it shows her watching everything, she is like table poundingly amused, like laughing out loud. This is so funny at some things that I was just like, no, it's crazy, it's weird, but man, oh man, is it not funny. I'm terrified. But for the most part, they were just trying to be shocking, and yeah, very cringy. So the last like two episodes, they whittled it down to like three people, and then the third guy, they were like, "Hey, you're not as crazy as these two. You're out." And just like that wasn't fair. That guy was still putting in as much effort as those two. He just wasn't being gross. And Sam Simmons by the end was just like I said, he inflated an inflatable children's pool, got out some Fanta, and then they started like hosing him down with bottles of Fanta, squirting it up into his bum. His genitals were blurred out, but it's still just like what's happening right now? What is even happening right now? Um, but that was when it was still kind of just like it's a bit cringy, but yeah, this is crazy. This is how you start knocking people out. The system to getting a warning versus getting knocked out, I didn't agree with. And Space Goonie and the cringy Sam pulling down his pants. No, thank you, ma'am. But yeah, it's like as long as there was a few women there while they were still in there, it was like it still has a certain level of decency. And then once they were all gone, it just went out to just be like, okay, now he's wearing some kind of weird see-through underwear shorts. Can't quite see anything, but yet he definitely has some sort of either poop or facsimile poop in his pants. Oh, and now he's pulling it out. Oh, now he's eating it. Mm-hmm. No, no. There was a time. There was a time for sure when I'd be like, yeah, Jackass is nuts. You got to sit down and watch Jackass. It'll break your brain at how crazy these guys are going. And then after a few minutes, it is just like, all right, it's not impressive or hilarious or wacky anymore. It's like this is just what they're doing. This is like let's call the hospital. We gotta do something about this. And when it was finally down to the last two, I mean, they were basically just staring at each other, just like, what are we doing right now? Like, we're not gonna laugh. They're not having fun anymore. It seems more like I would be more apt to like punch a person that like when it was down to the last two, I'm like I would have just started crying. I mean, I probably would have in the beginning if I was there minute one. As soon as it's like game is on, I would just sit there and just start crying as hard as I can and talking, and then I would win. You'd have to be there, but I know that it works, and it would be amazing. Um, yeah, there was some weird stuff. And again, just wigs and teeth, like fake teeth. I just no. It's not never funny. Like it's just it's never funny, and the fake teeth are just always gross. No matter what kind of fake teeth they are, it's always all I can think about is it's in my mouth. It's in my mouth. Too much stuff in my mouth. Oh, plastic. Oh, gross, gross. But a lot of it was very surprising, very fun. It was interesting to see what's going to happen. But by the end, it was just like this place is a mess. You guys have made a real mess, and I don't approve of how much of a mess you've made. But that was never addressed. I would have been talking about that, guys. Clean up. And if the first bit as well, there was at least two comedians that were like rushing with paper towels every time that Sam Simmons, for the most part, would do something gross. The other guy was just like, "Hey, catch," and he would just toss an egg to people. And I'm like, if I wasn't having the egg tossed to me, I probably would have burst out laughing at that because it was just silly and unexpected. But I really was only I was so glad like Sam Simmons has to make it to the end. I'm really only watching it for him. But yeah, by the end it was just like wow, wow. If I mean you're married, but after this episode, you're definitely like getting a divorce, right? Like nobody's ever gonna spend time with you outside of a weird social experiment like this, right? This is bananas. I didn't write it down. Didn't write it down. The other thing. The other thing that I saw and I was like, oh my God, that just broke my brain. Got to talk about that for sure. Much, I feel like, in the same vein as the Saved by the Bell trailer that we talked about last week. But it definitely didn't break me so much so that I can't remember. I'm just flipping through every video, every image in my head to something. It's been washed out by right before the stream. I watched the trailer for the new Justice League movie on HBO Max, um, and again, it's like I still. It looks like it's probably going to look, or at least be more dramatic, more engrossing than the last Justice League movie. That is this still the same movie, but it is still just like, yeah, did you check out the teaser trailer? Hey, a new trailer. Like, yeah, I've seen most of these scenes in this movie already. This trailer is confusing to me. I've seen it. I've already seen it. Just make the movie, and when it's out, then go, wah, watch it again. Except now it's better and different because of this other guy or whatever. Don't keep showing me the movie and then being like, huh? That was a little bit different, right? And even more so, like, here's a black and white version. Like, I realized one guy wanted to color the movie blue, the other guy wanted to color the movie red, and now, like, since we're still probably fighting about that, here's a black and white version. It's an infuriating sequence of events, the existence of that movie. Like, I don't care anymore, but they're going on like, we're building the DCU back up again. It's gonna be crazy. Like, okay, just do it then. Just do it. Kind of worried about again the fact that hundreds of thousands of people are dead, and that you can't go visit your grandma at Christmas this year. So finish your movie or shut up about it. Do one or the other. All right. Same as at my normal job. I'm all about like, hey, I'd rather just do my job all day and then I'll talk at night either to real people that are my friends or on a stream to those same people that are my friends. um, I'm here to do my job. I get joy from completing these things. I'm not here to hang out and create a new family. No offense. Again, Streamlabs, greatest place. Everybody is a big family and they're super awesome. I'm just the weirdo that is like, I kind of need to be quiet all day. That's how I get things done. For example, every week, like most businesses, there's like the weekly meeting where it's like all hands on deck. Let's talk about what we did or what we're doing. And because my team that I work on, we just here's what we drew this week. Do you like that? I'm gonna get back to drawing. And every week before, because everybody on my team is scared to death to speak in front of people, and it's amazing when they do take over, and I can't do it for whatever reason, or I just don't feel like, because like, hey, sorry, I'm in the midst of a weird panic attack. Somebody else talk. I can't do it anymore. I can't do that today. So most weeks, right before, son of a, right before the meeting where I speak, we go through slides, and it's just like, hey, I did this, Clyde did this, Corbin did that, Albert did this, etc. And um, every week, I basically decide in my head I'm just going to like unmute myself and say, this is what I did. Next slide. This is what Clyde did. Next slide. That's all I need to say. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can usually never remember the names of any of the people that I've done work for. Other than today, it was, hey, here's a bunch of Christmas-based art for Nick A30, who's from here in Nova Scotia, and he's like running giant Fortnite events of himself because he's like a Fortnite wizard. And here's Clyde's. He's working on Thomas Middleditch stuff, and that's the greatest thing in the world. I love Thomas Middleditch. And how am I gonna get by this slide without just saying, I love him, yay! Next slide. Here's all the marketing that Corbin has done. But instead, for some reason, as soon as I like for the 5 minutes right before it happens, I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Oh my god, just keep it simple. Don't say anything. Click. And I did some of Paul Shear's emotes last week. Clyde did a bunch of his overlays, and I did something else for him as well. So that was cool. So yeah, thanks to the downfall of society, a lot of celebrities have to go through our company to get stuff set up, and now I get to do stuff for people that I think are amazing. So that's, again, my job is amazing. So other than I do just want to be like, my job is amazing. We did this amazing stuff. Half the time it is that, and after I'm done, people are like, oh, Curtis's energy. Like, I keep telling you guys, it's a panic attack. But I can't stop talking, especially if I'm just having a panic attack, and it's about stuff that I'm, proud of, like, whatever. At the moment, I'm also rendering new animations for somebody else, so I'm already on this. This is last week's stuff. It's already in my head. So I'll click into the meeting, and in my head, I'm just like, slide 1, Nick A30, Christmas, next. But instead, every time, it's still just like, hey, this is Nick A stuff. Christmas is here. Everyone have fun. Now this slide will disappear. Now here's Clyde's work from last week. It's 3D. It's magical. It's smooth and it's sleek. And then we have Corbin with his marketing magic. He's made all the things that makes the loading time tragic because the screen is so full with all that you can see. Now Omar's up next, and he's excited as can be to have his slides on the screen. He's done the themes for the Stream Lab, and he's made some marketing as well, and it's wicked not bad. And that's not what I said today. Every week is just something different, the same as when I do the stream, and I'm just like, oh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? But thankfully, they like it. Despite the fact that, like, I don't know, 2 years ago, when I got roped into, we were going to take turns within our group. It was a slightly different team. And it was like, all right, each week we'll do the slides and we'll take turns because none of us really want to do it. And what font is this? What is going on right here? Preview mode. Oh, there we go. That's also why it was looking wonky. I had it set to low. So they love it. But yeah, at one point they were like, hey, during the meeting, could you like say, what's on the forefront, what you guys have perfected, what you've whatever. And my response was literally like, yeah, today I literally almost said, oh, I have to remember the song now, but what's that ABBA song? Damn it. I can't remember that song, but it was like, it's floating around. It's right there. I can almost see and hear and feel and taste it, but I just can't. But I'm just coming up with Monday meeting, down, 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 which I've never done. But whatever it is, I was like, oh, I was actually on the cusp of doing this, where I just did that at whatever one of the big ABBA songs, except replacing everything to be about the Monday meet. What's the song that's someday morning? Nope. It's happening. Something again. Here we go again. What's that one? Is that the name of the movie? Monday meeting. Here we go again. My, what am I repeating? Here's my slide here, and there's Clyde's slide there. Oh no, then we got another. And just something like that. But I had it like crisp and fully thought out, and I just like, don't do that, and I didn't. So when I was asked, like, could you make it a little more, work related? And I'm just like, no, I can't. No, I can't. Mamma Mia, that's what it is. Um, and I was like, honestly, I was like, you know what? You're right. I shouldn't be doing this. I'm just here to draw pictures. I'm not here to say things. I'm a weirdo. So yeah, it's all good. Well, I'll have somebody else on the team do that part of the thing because I don't know. I don't know. I can't not do this. I can't not do that. This is this is what I do. And then teams changed, things changed, and suddenly it became around to, all right, cool, nobody else wants to talk, and it's what I do. And I just made it about being the cheerleader for our team. And I still add in, like, hey, I just read what's on the screen anyway, and trying to make it, fun. So then people are like, yeah, Curtis's voiceover is great. Like, oh, that does really. And the fact that like Omar started not too long ago, and he was just like, oh, I missed like my internet crapped out. I missed Curtis's thing. It's like I live for that. Like that's what I enjoy about the week. Like really, and just having him, say that it was just like, all right, like Omar needs this. This is for Omar and or Albert. I can never remember which is which. Never seen any of these people. uh, so so yeah. Don't remember why I got into all that, but side note into that somewhere connected, some connective tissue. When I do have a meeting where I turn on my camera and I'm just sitting right about here, and it's still this backdrop, and there's plants and whatnot. And the people that I work with, work for, who are, as far as I'm concerned, like, pretty sure you have like a big fancy pool, live on the beach or something. Like you guys are in like Beverly Hills or somewhere. I don't know. You're in California. You guys are fancy. And they're like looking at my thing, just like, what is going on there? Like, what is that? Is that like a mahogany chair? Like, I don't know what a mahogany chair is, but I think it's burgundy. I think it's burgundy. Just my red chair. It was on sale. Literally the cheapest chair in the furniture store. But hmm, I'm successful enough that I bought a piece of furniture from a furniture store. That's a pretty big deal, I think. I don't know. Every time I'm just like, oh my god, we need furniture from a furniture store? I've spent so much of my life on just whatever secondhand nonsense from wherever, um, whether it was for money or not. Uh, but anyway, the fact that these people who are just like, you're impressed with my setup, like, that keeps me going because you guys are running a streaming business and you watch streams way more than I do. I only watch the ones I have to until I know what this person's all about. Then I go and make them some art for their stream. And but mostly I'm all about like, no, I'm spending all of my time thinking of things to do. You didn't think of anything for me this week. I have so many things. You don't know what I'm talking about. You're lifting up cars, and you have a job in furniture. But I have plenty of furniture. I'm stacked up against the door so they can't take me down over here. That guy's gonna be here for a while, I think. Shh, Donnie, calm down. Calm down. Should I take care of him? I could drag him into the darkness, into the night. Because I am vengeance. I am not a crime fighter. I am a bad man who just enacts my vengeful vengeance. And that's what I'm all about. And I'm okay with that. Hey, motorbike guys. How you doing? Hey, Batman. Always on location. Always on vacation. Because he's got those dangle legs. They're little and they're cute. But he's got a monster face. It's mean and it's wicked rude. All right, so the text for today's comic is going to be, still haven't thought of it because I'm still writing it right now. But earlier, yesterday or over the weekend, while I was trying to lay on the couch and just enjoy couches and TVs and whatever that other thing that I watched, pretty sure it was a trailer, maybe it was a short film, something that we needed to talk about, but I can't remember. Maybe it'll come back. But um, yeah, to do something that relates to the actual stream. My Big Mac juice is um. Hey, did you still come up with a voice for me and a show yet? I'm over here. I've seen all of your new stop motion gear, and yet haven't used any of it on me. And I think you should work on a new voice and something good. Just give me the Major Penguin voice. Just give me the Major Penguin voice. I deserve it. I've worked hard for it. And I could do a good job with it. Just give it to me. This voice is not doing it. This is just your voice with more staccato action to work with my head bobs. Meow, 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 meow. That's right, Ripley. And action figure guys, still haven't worked on that yet. I was doing actually last night doing an eyeball test. I made a styrofoam head to see if I could put an eye in it, so I can still make the eye turn, and tore apart my old maquette guy. Remember that guy? But he's got like there's a bead for an eye. Okay. But I'll probably make him a new eye. But there's a little hole in the center of the eye, and I have a little Allen key that's the perfect size, so he can look around. And then I'll put a head, and I'll put some fur over him. It's gonna be magical. Um. So anyway, laying on the couch, trying to enjoy silence, just doesn't happen. So this is what I thought, comic strip wise, and instead I drew a picture of Sigourney Weaver and Evil Lynn based on the candy pinup from Instagram. You can follow her on Instagram. She's practically naked all the time, has amazingly high shoes, and that's what I wanted to capture in my Evil Lynn. So, Milo is going to be like, hey, you know how when you live above another apartment, you naturally, let's go with that. I'll check the spelling later. I'm going to spell or am spelling something wrong right now. You naturally athube the people below you. Yeah. Have a gun. And they will shoot into the ceiling. Wait. All right. So first, oh, forgot. Change back over to this. First panel will go. Make sure Milo is saying it about me, that I think this. You know how you make sure to be perfectly quiet. There we go. You know how you make sure to be perfectly quiet when you live above another apartment? Uh, because you naturally assume the people below you have a gun and they will shoot into the ceiling at the slightest noise. I'm like, We'll make the bubbles make that work eventually. Meanwhile, these guys upstairs are dancing like nobody's listening. That's not how you spell. B-O-D apostrophe S. So I put knife on a stick to stab into our ceiling and their floor. Panel 3. Okay. Oh. Watching or listening. Genius. Then, oh, is Curtis gonna have a reaction? He sure is. Let's try not to delete the text that we have. Copy. There we go. He's gonna be all, I should disagree with this. Any S's in disagree? Disagree, disagree. There we go. Ah! So I put a knife on a stick to stab into our ceiling and their floor. Maybe I should, yeah. I'm like, I should disagree with this, but I don't. And I'll probably change some facial expressions when I clean it up. But it's been a little while. That's a pretty good show. Talked to a host of characters. Let me look at my buttons here. Have I missed any? Have I missed any, Ripley? Meow. 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 Well, then roll a commercial then if we need to do a commercial so bad. That's right. These comics that I'm drawing are already available as a book in book form from the internet. Everything's at MrCurtoons.com. It's a website. I made it, paid for it, made it myself because it's not real. Didn't require me to shovel a driveway or put oil into a car. Also, you know, I picked up a car this week. Oh man. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I'll either clean. Oh, I always say that. I'll either clean this up today, or I'll clean this up later, or I'll save it for next week. I'll always clean it before the next episode of live streaming, and we'll do a new one. But yeah, if you want to see it all complete with whatever text ends up actually being in there, if I look at the camera, if I know this is the hand. I know that. But still, mirrorification of watching yourself. But yeah, follow the Instagram, Twitter as well. I have actually been looking at Twitter. which is the other reason that I've been hating myself in the world for the past few weeks. Um, that place is the worst. It's so sad. I only follow a handful of people that are mostly just like, here's some pictures and stuff, like, cool. But if you just look at Twitter in general, it's like, oh, it's just a war zone. It's just a war zone. At the head of it is just one guy. Oh, he sounds like a good guy at the head of it. He's probably the winner of Twitter. They should always just post whatever he says and not dispute it at all because I think he's doing a great job. No, no, he's not doing the worst job. Uh, and at least, again, same deal. Like, Facebook just shows me a few people, and I, I'm not friends with a bunch of racist maniacs. But Twitter is just like, if you click on it, it's just the whole world. There's hundreds of responses to these things that are just like, I don't even know what to do over here. This is insane. And there's nothing I can do. I mean, there's already a whole new system in technically supposed to be going into power, and it's just not, and it is. But yet, it's a weird TV show. That's super weird, super weird. Remember when it was The Apprentice? It's the same. It's the same, except it's not a TV show. It's HBO Classic, which is not TV. It's movies. How many times have I thought I need to drink something since 8:30? That's like so long, so thirsty. Look at the size of this Powerade today. Today's Powerade is big because it was on sale, and I didn't feel like going to the grocery store. I did make fruit and vegetable juice today. I should have poured that and talked about the ingredients in there, but I didn't. Lazy. Or grab something that's pre-containered. Terrible for the environment. I'm a monster. You're the worst monster available on this platform right now. Like, seriously, you're the worst. Even though somewhere, that other guy is probably having some sort of convention or saying stuff live on Fox, their YouTube channel, you're still the biggest monster right now for sure. No, that's definitely not true. Definitely not true. But thanks once again for hanging out while I draw some things and talk about the stuff that made me crazy in and around the week. It's kind of bit of a magical treat to have the twins here at the beginning. Not that I saw them, but I know that they enjoy me saying things, and I talked to a cat. Huh? What 5-year-old is not going to be impressed with that? Maybe they're 6 now. I'm not good at knowing stuff about other people's kids, but either way, I don't know. Genuinely don't have anything else to say. Should prepare a way to wrap this thing up that I do all the time, but instead it just gets to the end and I'm like, oh, let's just flop around on the beach until this fish is dead. The fish is dead. Go to bed. Thank you all for letting me fill your head. I'm just here to be real weird. I've made some characters, some of which have disappeared. Let's just for fun. Just try. Just for fun. Just for fun. Hi, I'm the Foot Clan guy. You can call me Dan. I'm here with my friend, the Jason Voorhees man. We'll talk about some movies and things that we'll rate, and it will be fun. It will be so great. Will I rhyme all the time? I do not know, but it seems to have a much better flow. If I just wax on poetically, then we'll do what we wish, and it will be free. That's not bad. That's not bad. I think I might have to give Major Penguin's voice to that guy, which was my plan originally, but I just it feels weird. Like the amount of times I'm like, hey, I should replace him, and I just can't do it. That's right. I'm here forever, and I can't be stopped. I am the Alpha. I am the Omega. I am the Orange Cat, and there will be no other. Hey, bros. Just over here being orange. Feeling pretty orange about things. Well, what were you guys talking about? Something about oranges? Let's totally go down to SoCal, California, and get some of those fresh Orange County oranges. Are they the same place? I don't even care, bros. All I know is I want to wax up my board and hit the beach any time of year. Nova Scotia's kind of cold, but the weather this year is kind of weird, so maybe we could do it, bros? Bros. Hey, bros? Bros. Seriously, I'm going to throw this mug at him, and then we'll be done with it. That's what I'm thinking. Guys, everyone get along. Everyone out there, do your best to get along. And even better, we live in a time where instead of getting along with people, you can disassociate from people. Disassociate's the wrong word for sure. You can not associate with people and enjoy your life. You don't have to go down to people's jobs, force your way in, make them serve you. You don't have to go anywhere. I mean, your own job, I guess. But yeah, just be nice to people. Just be nice to people. Always be on the listen out and look out for people trapped under cars, because that's apparently a thing that happens. And that's just too inappropriate. Too inappropriate. Can I say it? Let me just say it instead. It's fine. If I say a thing that you can't say, then it's fine, because I'm not even here, so we get away with it. Scot-free. Scott-Bakula-free. Everyone, quantum bleeping over to here, and I say whatever I want. So, I'm not sure if I want to say it either. But, you know, if you are climbing under a car, keep a note of how much boob room you have, because they will get trapped, and it's gonna hurt. So, just, you know, keep an eye out for boob room. Everyone, if you're going down a thin hallway, if there are people around, just, you know, be wary. Use your spider senses and check your boob room. You don't want to get groped. You don't want to rub up against things. But you definitely don't want to get those things stuck under a car. That's just a fact. Still seemed inappropriate. But anyway, seriously, good night to everyone. CTK, Avocado Shakes, Space Goonie, and if you want more fun, Pat is doing it multiple days of the week. I keep trying to convince myself to do more streamy things, but it's just hard. It's just hard because I have fun doing this, and it's hard to convince myself that I can have fun more than one day a week. That's normal, right? But yeah, Pat Prue 101. Still kind of wish it was 102, but Pat Prue 101. Watch him play some video games and learn about whatever's on his mind, because something's always on his mind, and he'll tell you what your spaceship's all about. Credits. Oh, I never fixed the link. That's the one thing, the one ring to rule them all. But here are the credits. Remember, it's MrCurtoons.com. Not the old address, but that one still gets you somewhere. And to anyone else new and on the outskirts and floating around watching, I can see the numbers are more than the 4 people that I'm talking to. So to anyone else, thanks for watching. Thanks for hitting follow and or subscribe. Thanks for showing up more weeks and making me feel alive. I'm gonna stop talking soon, I promise. No, you're not. You will never stop talking. You have a serious problem. Like, seriously? I mean, you're not even, I mean, this is it's a loophole, but right now, even though you're not talking, you're still talking. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Play those sweet, sweet credits. Oh yeah, it's night time. Go to sleep at the end of this rhyme. Eat some snacks made of fruit, but they're just sugar. Oh, and play a flute.